Are you someone who struggles with time management? If you're anything like me, this is an area of life that you could always use some extra tips and tricks to kind of help you utilize your time a little bit more efficiently. Well, today I'm sharing with you 5 of my tried and true techniques that I use personally to help me manage my time a little bit more efficiently. Time management is one of those things, isn't it? It feels like you're either really good at it or you're really not so good at it. And for me personally, I feel like I'm on this side of the spectrum. I'm always looking for ways to sort of up my game with the time management thing because I'm a master procrastinator and I've always just struggled with time management and doing the things and figuring out how to get all the things done that I have a desire to do but can't bring myself to do in a day. And I am going to share with you today a couple of things that I have found that I use personally. These techniques have legitimately been game changers for me in my personal journey to better time management, I guess you could say. So I want to share those with you. But first, I want to say hello, welcome back to my channel if you are a returning subscriber, and a special hello if you are new here. My name is Brianna, and I am the diva behind Diva and the Divine, and I'm so glad that you clicked on this video today. All right, let's dive into my 5 time management hacks that I have tested and work for me, starting with the number 1, which is use a timer. Timers have been game changing, and I think for me personally, it's because it sort of gamifies the whole task list. The way that I use timers is I use it to put a limit on how much time I have to do a specific task. I believe it is Parkinson's law that is any task will take up the amount of time that you give it. So let's just say I have to write a newsletter, an email newsletter to my newsletter base. If I give myself 20 minutes to crank out this newsletter, I could probably get it done in 20 minutes. However, if I tell myself that I have to get it done sometime today or within the next 3 hours or before dinner, I will procrastinate and use all of that time and still end up having to time crunch at the very end of the day to get this newsletter done, or maybe I won't do it at all. Parkinson's law says that your task will fill whatever amount of time you give it, so the goal of timers is to not give it very much time. The way that I have been using the timer method is I've started using it for almost everything. Whenever I have something to do, or if I want to take a little bit of downtime, I will set a timer. My favorite thing that I've been doing lately, I'm very good at kind of putzing around after I work out. Oh, I have to go take a shower, and oh, I have to go do this, and then I should eat lunch, and then whatever. And then I end up losing 2 hours of time. I have started, I bring my phone into the bathroom with me, I set a timer for 20 minutes, and I go, Brianna, you have to be showered and dried and skincare and dressed and onto your next thing by the time this timer goes off. And I'll be darned, it works every time. No joke. Every single time. Did it this morning to get ready for filming. Another thing that I will do is I'll be like, okay, I'm going to give myself 15 minutes to clean as much stuff as I can clean. Like if it's tidying up, if I just need to go around and get things done, I'm like, okay, put on the headphones, set a 15-minute timer, turn on some music, and crank through as many tasks as humanly possible. I can empty the dishwasher, fold a load of laundry, switch the laundry from the washer into the dryer, tidy up all of the dog's toys, and probably do another thing or two like wipe down the countertops and dust, all in 15 minutes. That same list of things could also take me 2.5 hours if I let it. Using a timer is just a really great way to be more in control of your time and allow Parkinson's law to work for you instead of against you. While I often use the timer on my phone or on my Apple Watch, I also do have this cute little gadget. As you can tell, it's a cube. It's literally called a time cube. I bought it on Amazon for, I don't know, 15, 20 bucks, I think. I don't know. And it has different times on it. And so this sits up on top of my desk. And when I'm trying to struggle to get focused on something, I'll be like, all right, I need 10 minutes. I'm gonna give myself 10 minutes to do this task. And then all I have to do is flip it. Did you hear the beep? So the 10 minutes is on the top, and then there'll be a little timer running. And after those 10 minutes, the thing will beep, 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 and flash lights at you. And then you tilt it back up and the timer stops. And this little gadget is such a silly, not necessary thing to have, but I use it all the time when I'm working in my office, literally every single day, because it helps keep me accountable of my time without requiring me to pick up my phone to set a timer. Because we all know that sometimes picking up the phone can be a downward spiral into social media land that never ends, right? This is such a nifty little gadget in one of the many ways I use timers every day. Time management hack number 2 is the Pomodoro Method. This is essentially a timer method, but it has a little bit more of a schedule behind it. The Pomodoro technique is essentially within a half an hour of time, you are on for 25 minutes and then you earn yourself a 5-minute break. And then after a couple of cycles, I think it's 4, you get a longer break. So the way that the Pomodoro method works is you have a Pomodoro timer that will count down for 25 minutes. So you work on your whatever task for 25 minutes, then you get a 5-minute break. 25 minutes, 5-minute break, 25 minutes, 5-minute break, 25 minutes, I think half an hour break. And then you can start it all again. And the theory behind this is the human brain can't focus on a task for more than 20 or 25 minutes at a time. So instead of working against your ability to focus, why not work with it? Focus on the task at hand for 25 minutes and then know that at the end of that 25 minutes, you get to have a 5-minute break to do whatever you want. Personally, I try and get up out of my chair. So if I'm Pomodoroing at my desk, which is usually when I use the Pomodoro method, I'll be staring at a computer screen or something, so I want to get up and get moving. So for 5 minutes, I'll get up, go to the bathroom, refresh my water, go up and down the stairs, maybe take Gracie to the bathroom, whatever it is I need to do, play with her for a couple of minutes, and then when the 5-minute timer goes off, I come back upstairs, sit back at my desk, and start a whole new Pomodoro of 25 minutes before my next break. I have found that this really helps me to just divide up my time, and then it doesn't involve the pressure of having to focus on the task at hand for more than a short increment of time at a time. Maybe something will take me, I'm writing a blog post, editing a video. Let's use editing a video. Editing literally takes me all day. Today is filming day, tomorrow is editing day. I will be at the computer for probably 10 hours. Oh, just thinking about it makes me cringe. So the Pomodoro technique is what helps me get through. I edit for 25 minutes and then I can get up. Will I complete a video in 25 minutes? No, it takes like an hour or two to do one video. But I'll be able to break up my focus so I'm not just bogging myself down. It's a reminder to get up and stand and get moving. And it's just a really great technique that I have found incredibly helpful. You can find Pomodoro timer apps on your computer and on your phone, but you can also just set 25-minute timer, 5-minute timer, and use the Pomodoro method without any specific app. Time management technique number 3 actually has a couple of ways that I have found to use it, and that is if-then planning. The first way that I've seen a lot of people use if-then planning is not necessarily for time management, but I can see how it would work, but it's for more habit formation. And it's one of those things, if you have bad habits you want to break, let's use the example of like needlessly snacking or something, or scrolling social media. Those are 2 things that I need to be very aware of on a regular basis. If then planning has you pick a thing that happens instead of the normal outcome of what happens when something triggers you. So for example, let's say if I pick up my phone to mindlessly scroll social media, then I have to go downstairs and clean something for 5 minutes. So that it's a trigger to do something else. So how can that help with time management? If I find myself grabbing my phone to mindlessly scroll social media, then I have to look at my task list and pick something to focus on for 5 minutes. That is one way that you can use if-then planning. Another one is if I find myself bored and looking for a snack for no reason, then I go downstairs and hop on the elliptical for a 10-minute walk. Or if it's nice outside, then I go outside and walk around the block. Things like that is what if-then planning can be used for. Another way that I have seen if-then planning used is basically by using it to make a schedule for your goals. You decide in advance when the situation is for something for you to do something. And I know that word vomit, right? For example, if it is 9 a.m. on a weekday, then I am downstairs working out. If I just finished lunch, then I go for a 10-minute walk. If I just closed my computer for the day, then I go take Gracie for a walk. If I just finished dinner, then I clean the kitchen before getting into any evening activities. That is just a way that you can kind of predetermine the events that are going to happen triggered by something else happening or a specific time. And the original way that I started using if-then planning before actually Googling if-then planning and discovering there were other definitions of it was this: if I do X for a certain amount of time, then I get a reward. That is because I'm a reward-driven person. So for me, what if my temptation is to scroll social media? That's what I want to do, but I have all these things to do. I bargain with myself. If I write one email newsletter, then I earn 5 minutes of mindless scrolling on Instagram. If I edit and upload a video, then I can spend 20 minutes looking at funny dog videos on YouTube. If I finish 2 chapters of my book, then I earn an episode of TV tonight. So as you can see, there are many different ways to use the concept of if-then planning, and I actually don't have a preference. I think all of them are really useful ideas that you could use for one reason or another, both for time management or for making or breaking a habit. Tip number 4 is using screen time management apps. A while back, I discovered that there is an app that I personally have been using for a long time called Flora. And the concept of this app, it goes way deeper. You can get money involved. It's all sorts of things. But the free version of this app is simply, you go around, you travel the world, they gamify things, and you get different seeds based on where you are in the world. And you get to pick, let's say I pick this rose from America, right? And I'm gonna plant this seed. My timer that I set is the length that it's going to take for this seed to mature into a plant. So let's say I plant this seed and I choose an hours of focused time. You hit go on that plant and you literally cannot leave that screen on your phone or the plant will die. And so how is this beneficial? You can't leave the app. You don't get to go on Instagram. You don't get to check your text messages. You don't get to scroll Facebook. You cannot leave this app for the duration of that timer. And then when the timer is up, I get a little notification that says your plant is now fully grown, and then I'm allowed to leave the app and do other things. I've also heard of an app called Forest that is basically the same concept. Now, if you want to do something like you could put money on the line, you could be like, it costs $25 and 2 hours. So if you leave the app during that time, you will pay $25. Because that's what you said it was going to cost you. And I believe it all gets donated to an organization that actually plants real trees, at least in Florida it is, I believe, which is a really cool thing. So like they're actually doing good works with the money that people end up losing because they don't focus and they leave the app. The whole idea is screen time app management, apps that block you from the other apps that eat up your time. For me, that would be social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, all of those things. If I wasn't able to open Instagram, I'd get a lot of time back because I'd have nothing else to do. I'd have to go do something that actually is on my to-do list instead of mindlessly scrolling Instagram. So you can peruse your individual app store, but there are definitely apps that will block you from the more distracting apps in your life. You just gotta find them. My final time management tip is utilizing today's top 3. This is my method of prioritizing what gets done in a day. We all have done it. We've made to-do lists that have 7, 8, 12, 25 different items on it, and we basically set ourselves up for failure because we know there is no way we can get all of those items done in one day. Utilizing today's top 3 helps you prioritize and manage your time a lot better. With today's top 3, you pick 3 tasks. 3. Only 3. And those are the items that you have to get done in that day, non-negotiable. So if today my top 3 were workout, I already did, film my videos, which I'm obviously doing right now, and then my 3rd one is actually film my Erin Condren Life Planner launch. That is the stuff that I have to do today. If I do nothing else today, that's okay, because as long as those 3 priorities got done, the day is a success. Doing that helps you focus in on the things that really truly need to get done, and if you have extra time to do some of the other tasks later, that's great, more power to you. But utilizing today's top 3 guarantees you success and proper prioritization of your time. All right, those are my time management hacks. Now I want to hear from you. What techniques do you use to manage your time the best and make sure you are productive and efficient with your days? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, it would mean a lot to me if you gave me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already joined the Diva and the Divine community, what are you waiting for? We would love to have you. Go ahead and click that little red subscribe button and you'll get notified every time I upload something new. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch. Take care, and I will see you in my next video.